Hey there, artists! Today we are going to be creating some colorful pet portraits while learning how to sketch with basic shapes and use a wet-on-wet watercolor technique. First, let's talk about how to start sketching out a pet. You can choose any pet that you like, but I'm using a reference photo of my dog Ben. Beginning a drawing can be really overwhelming sometimes, so try to break down your picture into very simple shapes. I'm tracing out the lines that I see in my photo. Once I've traced those outlines and shapes, I start with my pencil using light, sketchy lines that are easily erased, just in case I make a mistake. Remember to draw big and take up space on your paper. When you draw really tiny, it's hard to add those important details later. Reference photos are such a useful tool for artists. It can be really difficult to sketch something correctly just from your imagination, so looking at a picture or some kind of guide is really going to help you be more successful. I probably use at least one reference image in every artwork I make. Next, using a Sharpie, I'm outlining my pencil mark so that the drawing really pops. Remember that a Sharpie is a permanent marker, so please no writing on ourselves, writing on our classmates, or writing on our tables. Also think about any of those extra details you can add, like fur, freckles, any spots, or whiskers. Next, let's learn about a painting technique called wet on wet. This is simply when wet paint is applied to an already wet paper. The effect results in colors that bleed into each other. It's really beautiful. To start, I'm waking up those watercolors in my palette by dripping just a little water on them, and then I start to use my paintbrush to apply water onto my paper. Notice that there's no color on my brush yet. Once I get my paper wet in one section, I grab a second brush and then I start adding color. Remember, you might need to wash your brush off in between colors to keep your palette from getting all mixed up. If you get too much water, that's no big deal. Just use your paper towel to dab a little bit of it off. Our last step after our paintings are dry is to add patterns and details. I'm going to use an oil pastel on my dog portrait. If your pastel is a little dirty from bumping up against other colors, just grab a scrap piece of paper and wipe it off a little bit. You can also peel the paper off your pastels when they get too low. Always keep in mind that you are the artist here and your artwork should be unique and special. It does not need to look just like mine. I love seeing what creative ideas you come up with for your own work.